Oh man, I'm super excited right now. So we are at Haimer USA, and you guys know Haimer because I've been to Augsburg down in Germany. They're amazing facilities over there. Like gone through the machine shop, the Haimer family, just visited with them, and I've showed you guys greatness. This is a crazy machine shop. Each process they actually develop for the in-house use, they actually sell to the public. And what's awesome is like they have a crazy story here in the United States also. So this entire facility right here is in Villa Park, just outside of Chicago. And check out Brent and the team over here at Haimer USA. Boom, right there, let's go. What's up, guys? What's up, Brent?
Hey, Titan, how you doing? Welcome to Chicago.
Awesome, thanks for having us. What a beautiful facility.
Thank you.
Look at this. Brent.
Yes.
Like, everyone knows you, man. You've been all over the world. You travel a lot, and but this is home base.
This is home base.
And you got some crazy stories too.
Yeah, we've been in this facility actually 23 years now.
Okay.
And yeah, so this is where kind of it all started, except for at my house for the first 8-10 months.
So Haimer USA was your house at the beginning?
Yeah, my townhouse with my wife. We were working out of the house for the first 10 months, and then we moved here in 2003. And we've been here ever since.
Awesome. I just want to hear the whole story.
Yeah, let's go walk around and see what we have here at Haimer USA.
Awesome, beautiful.
So yeah, this is our lounge, we call it. It's a very comfortable place to sit, but we do have working machines throughout the facility. So even in the lounge, let's say, where it's a place to relax and enjoy, we've got a balancer, shrinker, presetter, plus a lot of our displays set up.
What is this?
This is my office. Yeah, come on in. Come on in. Kind of a neat picture here. This is the first Haimer USA. So there I am with my wife in 2002. So my wife was a big part of starting this business with the Haimer family too. And we basically worked out of our townhouse. And then in 2003, we moved over here. Keep a collection of books, different topics, different
Oh, things. You literally have one of my favorite books of all time right there. Oh, if anybody hasn't read this book right here, it is absolutely amazing. One of the cool things is in multiple vlogs that I've done, I've talked about that book because I talk about manufacturing, building companies, and that, you know, there are no rule books. Nobody teaches you how, but I've always gone outside of industry to look at restaurants, to look at hotels, to look at true hospitality and bring that into what the service that we give everyone. Let's give them an experience they've never had before. So, and you actually have that book.
I have that book.
It's crazy.
And what's crazy too, Titan, you know, I read the book, but as I'm reading, I'm thinking, my gosh, this is what the Haimer family in Germany has been doing from day one. If you've ever visited our booths, which I know you have, you see the hospitality. We always make sure there's a comfortable area for people to sit, lots of food and drink to welcome everyone.
Everybody's so humble, and then and those IMTS parties, like, you guys go off, like,
we do.
You have everyone show up.
Well, you know, it's a celebration because we really do love our customers. Honestly, that's why we're in business. And so it's a great opportunity when everyone's together to really celebrate that. And so we try to do it right.
I don't know if they come for IMTS or they come for the Haimer party.
Maybe a little
but you guys do it big.
Yeah, thanks.
Class act all the way. Yeah. So you guys started out of the house.
Yeah.
And then, so how did you actually like meet the Haimers? Like,
I knew the Haimers from working at previous companies, and one day I'm walking through IMTS at the end of the show and I heard my name. It was the year 2000. It's Mrs. Haimer.
Oh, she's so great.
Yeah, she's so great. She saw me walking through, and long story short, they asked me, would you like to start the North American operation? So we went ahead and did it. We were the first subsidiary of Haimer back in the day, and so that was a great start, and we got things kick started.
Crazy opportunity.
Yeah.
You never know when it comes, right?
You never know when it comes, and I wasn't born to be in this industry, but I love it, and I'm very grateful and blessed that I am.
When you actually look at the products that you guys have, these are actually products that like shops have to have. Like if you want to go to a higher level, if you want to like make perfect parts, if you want to get into aerospace, like medical, balancing is everything, especially 5-axis machining.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
balancing,
tool setting,
pre-setting, shrink fit tooling. It's really all makes it as efficient and consistent as possible. Taking things to the next level. But even like this small machine here, you have one of these in Dallas, but it's basically an entry-level presetter, but it's great for small shops. I mean, it's something I, as a former machinist, would have loved to have had because I could have set up my tools, set up the Z-axis dimension, printed a label, and be ready to go without having to touch off the tools each and every time. Because we did small part runs, and that would have been perfect.
Hey guys, I'm interrupting this video really quick to let you know that tickets are live for Boombastic 2025. We're gonna have over 50 machines on this floor. There's gonna be industry leaders here. It's a full white glove service. Your ticket will automatically get you entered to win a CNC machine brought to you by the YCM Alliance and Cloud NC. So go click the link in the description below to get your tickets now, and we'll see you there.
We're known for our inductive shrink machines. We're the worldwide leader in the production of shrink machines. So it's a great machine, very easy to use. You can scan tools, figure out where to set it. It's all very, very easy. There's no thinking about it. It's the most automated process, most consistent process available, because basically we're just pushing the button, take the tool out. If I'm ready with my new tool, I can put it in, rotate, and start the cooling process. And here we have this is actually measuring temperature, so that's actually measuring the tool's still hot. It will start to blink when we can touch it. But the nice thing is you don't have to just sit and wait. You can actually go ahead and do the next tool. It tells you where to position the coil. And again, the advantages is the run-out accuracy, gripping torque, balance repeatability. But honestly, nowadays, the biggest advantage is that everyone in the shop sets the tools the same. We've all talked about the skills gap or lack of the ability to find qualified workers. This is something where someone who's been there for 2 hours or 20 years is gonna put that tool in the same way. And that's the beautiful thing about shrink, is where you're not over tightening, under tightening. There's no components involved. You can do extensions. It gives you a lot of versatility.
When it comes to 5-axis machining, like this is a workhorse, right? Because
absolutely.
there is no external bolts, nothing big. It's nice and seamless. So if you want to dig deep into these crevices and get into these different holes and even deburr inside of other holes, this is the way to do it right here.
You really can't beat it for the reach.
This must be just
clearance.
blowing up. Right?
It is. It's blowing up right now. And again, it started a lot with die mold and high-speed machining, aluminum for aerospace, but now it's really gotten into production world too, just because of the consistency factor as well. So it's blowing up. So we're going to walk you through now to our training room. So this is another room here in our technical center where we have again, products set up throughout. We do a lot of training here. We'll have our distributors in for training, customers as well, but we can seat up to 55 people here.
So if there's machine shops out there that want to actually come for training, how would they do so?
Oh, all they have to do is reach out to me directly or anyone that they know from Haimer. And we do training 6 times a year. So we can either do an individual training if that makes the most sense for them, or they can jump in on when we have one pre-arranged.
Very cool. So would they go through the website like Haimer USA and then go through a contact form?
Yes. Ask for Brent, I'd be happy to help.
Live and live in color.
That's right. This is an engine we have here from Roush Yates Engines. We're a partner with them. They make all the Ford engines for NASCAR. But they also have a whole aerospace division and some high precision machining as well that we work with them on. So it's a cool gift they gave us to show.
And Roush Yates, you guys might remember, we actually featured them back when we had the Titan American Built TV show, showing manufacturing, great manufacturers in America. You guys can check out that episode, super good.
Yeah. And we're still inventing new things. So this is for micro collets, circuit board type work, semiconductor type work, where they're not using shrink fit. Maybe the small diameter collets, 1 millimeter collets might be better for the application. So we've got what's called a micro collet chuck, which is brand new from Haimer.
Very cool.
This one you might recognize from your Blue Origin video.
Oh man.
But yeah, we've got customers using these where you're actually grinding on a machining center.
That Blue Origin video is insane.
Yeah.
We went in and we're the only ones to go in and film the entire engine plant up in Alabama. And when you go into their machine tool centers, like on the CNC machines, they're actually doing grinding inside the machine tool. And who makes the best holders for grinding? Haimer. So you got Haimer, you got the Tyrolet wheels. Shout out to Tyrolet, best wheels in the industry. And you guys have a great partnership with them also, right?
We do, absolutely. So we have different configurations, specials, non-specials. This one has a special membrane in there to help dampen vibration. There's different coolant through options as far as how the coolant gets into the wheel or even through the wheel. And of course, all of them are balanceable, because that's very, very important when it comes to grinding wheel arbors, because if you imagine you're holding this with a bolt, and this is a lot of mass, and then of course you've got the thread of the bolt, and that's by nature going to throw the whole thing out of balance. Even though the arbor itself is pre-balanced, balancing of wheel packs or grinding wheels is probably one of the more important applications that some people neglect.
It's growing fast, right?
Growing big time. I think the first time I ever saw it was about 15 years ago, but at a very small scale. And now I'm seeing it more and more often. So it makes sense. It becomes a multi-purpose machine, grinding and machining.
Especially in aerospace, because the tolerances and the surface finishes are so critical. Yeah, so get it all done in the same machine, you know, more with less, right?
Oh, absolutely. So what we saw so far was just more training, but here's our actual showroom where we have a lot of equipment set up. And this one, we show many different models of our shrink machines where we've got over 30 different models. We've got 6 presetters set up, we've got balancers set up, we've got our automation cube set up, so it's really a nice place to highlight and show all the stuff that Haimer has. This is a very unique machine. This is our Vio Linear with gear skiving capabilities, also with the Y-axis capabilities if you have offset tools for like a lathe that might be bolted on to a machine and the cutting edge is not in center, this can do this. But how we set this up, you see the very unique configuration where we can actually tilt the head. We have 3 cameras here where we can actually get the cutting edge. So again, just like grinding on a machining center is getting popular, gear machining is getting more and more popular on 5-axis machines. But the trick is, how do you get it set up where the lead-in angle is going to be correct? So what we have here is we've positioned it, and then this will automatically search to find where is that cutting edge on center, and it gives us the information. So then when we're programming and it's coming to engage in the gear, the preformed gear, to actually do the final grinding, if you will, but with a machining center, it's going to actually know where that tooth should engage with the part. So again, that's kind of the trick behind this machine, but it's a unique technology from Haimer, and again, it's getting more and more popular with a lot of the 5-axis milling machines. And this was one you don't have down in Dallas, but it's pretty cool. It's our Vio Linear tool shrink. So this machine can shrink and preset together. So Rob's going to give you a quick demo on how this thing all works.
This holder here has an RFID chip in it, so I can search it with our automatic chip reader that's coming up back there. So now this holder has a unique ID on that chip, so it'll bring it up here. I get the gauge length of the holder, and then really all I'm responsible for is measuring the length of the cutting tool and telling it what final gauge length I want to get. So now the coil is going to automatically set to its position. The optical carrier is going to come into position. Everything's automatic at this point. So when the coil comes down, closes, and the shrink cycle starts on its own. So our cooling body, just like the other machine, flashes to let me know that's the one to use. And then it immediately turns red. You can see the actual temperature. So that cooling body has a temperature sensor in it. This is all controlled by temperature monitor.
And you might be wondering too, Titan, like who uses this? And the predominant customer that uses this is multi-spindle machines. So when you're shrinking with multi-spindle machines, the spindles move together. So you want to make sure that Z-axis is exactly correct. Otherwise, you could have one part good, one part bad. But it can be used all throughout industry. We've got a lot of aerospace and other industrial companies that use the tool shrink to get that precise shrink and preset together.
So remove cooling cap. So we can print a label, but what we're also going to do is write the offsets to the RFID chip. So it's going to move automatically into position. Chip reader comes up. Here's the measurements we've just taken. They match the label here. And I'm going to write to the chip. So now that's going to overwrite the previous offsets, and then the holder can be read at the machine and automatically inputted.
Thanks, Rob. So yeah, it's all about digital future, and that's what we do here, you know, as far as all the different connectivity options. All of our equipment has a way to make some sort of connectivity to the machine tool and take the operator potential error out of the equation. This here is a really neat new machine. It's for shrink fit collets.
This is what we need. Like, we need one of these things.
You really do. It's great for Swiss applications. It's also wonderful for live tooling applications if you've got live tooling on your mill turn machines or what have you. So we do it in a horizontal fashion, so it makes it very easy to shrink. But we basically come over, we scan a unique ID on the collet itself, and then basically the coil goes into position, and then we come down, heat up the tool, tool comes out. If we have our new tool ready, we can put it in. And we have a stop there, so it sits the same length as it was before, so you don't have to retouch off in your machine. And then we cool down via air in about a minute for this. In fact, there's a countdown. So basically, it's a great way to do shrink fit collets for lathe type applications. The most efficient way is if you're in a shop, you would set 2 of these exactly the same with the same cutting tool. So the real payoff is when you can just open up the door of the machine, twist over the nut, pop this back in, tighten it down. You don't even need to touch off again because we've set it with a little pin to the same length as the one before, and then you're done. And you can be machining parts right away. This machine here is perfect. It's the Air i4.0 economic for people who do both collets and regular tool holders. So here we see a nice combination where we can do a collet like I did on the Nano machine, but we can also do a holder. And there's that pin I was talking about where if we are to take this out, it's just simply a pin. So we scan this. It automatically goes to the right spot here, and then we put the collet here, and we bring it down, and now we're at the proper setting. Tool comes out. I can grab my new tool, put it in, and again, it's just gonna hit that stop. So now it's set at the same Z-axis gauge length. And we come over here, and again, we use air to cool this down. But while this is cooling, we can also do a standard holder. And what's neat about this holder, this actually has a dual lock carbide extension with it, with a small cutting tool there. Nice for deep reach or any kind of applications where you have some problems. So here we go down. Switch the coil. We also have a motorized version of this coil. But now we can shrink this. Tool comes out. Again, if I have my new tool ready, I can put it back in. And then we'll wait for this to cool and cool this other one down. So this is already blinking here, so that means it's cool. So we can come up. And then we'll go ahead and put this one in there. And that's actually measuring temperature as well there. So if you had to do this in the past, this would be a very special tool. It would take a long time for delivery, whereas here it's all standard product. And the nice thing is you can get really long reach with the accuracy rather than maybe putting collet chucks together or different accessories together. All right, so now we'll take you into our tool room. It's not as impressive as yours, but it's a small sampling of what you have. And
I mean, anybody can make it as big as they want, right?
That's right. It's very modular, and it depends on the size of what you want to hold, what you want to store. So this is very similar to how you have it down there in Dallas. And here we see our tool holders set up. And I'm going to hand you off here too. We also have our Power Clamp Premium i4.0. A very nice machine, and hand you off to Rob Sally here. Rob's a great guy. You know Rob.
Yeah, what's up, brother?
What's up, Type?
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
So good.
As always.
He's going to give you a little snapshot of our TRM. It's a tool room management software that helps control the process in the tool room as we design and keep track of tools.
Very cool.
So on all of our holders now, you'll see that we have a unique identifier. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and scan that here at the machine. So if I look here, off the unique ID of the holder, it knows the gauge length of the holder, and then I have the tool that's going in there and the gauge length of the complete assembly. So when I rotate this height gauge, my goal is 165. We bring it down, hit the button and run our cycle until it's complete. And then we'll lift the coil up, insert my tool, and I've actually got a spring in the bottom of that holder pushing the tool up against the height gauge stop. Then we can get the height gauge out of the way. Now on our Premium i4.0, our cooling body is blinking to indicate that's the one to be using. Bring it down and it changes red. So what I can do then, while that one cools, is park it. And I can take my next tool setup, scan it, and for this one I want to be at 180. So you can follow it here on the screen, lock it in place, Same thing, push and hold down the button until the cycle's complete. It'll automatically stop for you. Lift up and slide over our height gauge. Slide it out of the way. And now this one is blinking. And I'll park that one and go back to the original one. So now I have both of my jobs created and the tools are shrunk. And in our tool room manager up here, it actually shows what the state is. So once I have the tool measured with a height gauge and accept it, then our status will change to green. So now we're going to go back and check it. Pretty much 165. So it's green here. Hit yes. Was it a successful shrink? It was. Now it's completed up here.
All levels, and then you get to this level, it's just all the way up, and then you got the cube.
Yeah, we got the cube. So we're tying it all together. And so this was great. This is our development. This tool room manager software helps control the process. We can also link it to the balancing process. But really, it was our first step. We were in the process of actually developing our own full tool management software. And this is what we came up with. But we actually made, as you know, Titan, in 2023, we implemented Wintool into our production. It's a company from Switzerland and Austria that's been around since 1980. And so then it works so well for how we implement it, we decided to purchase 25% of Wintool. They're lucky for us here in North America, they have a support team, Wintool USA. So now they're working here with Haimer to make sure that we can support the customers in the field that already have Wintool and the potential new customers. So I'd love to show you the Wintool. We've got Ray Garcia from Wintool.
Ray, what's up, brother? How are you, man?
I'm good.
Thanks for coming to Texas and helping my guys out, man.
Anytime. We're all over the country, all over North America. This is the desktop software that we're seeing kind of here. As you can see, we're seeing basically a digital twin of your tool assembly out on the shop floor, a DXF, and then of course all its different properties as to where it's located, possibly tool life, a lot of different data that you can store for the tool. So just go ahead and scan that. Now be able to see that the web app is showing now the assembly station. So this is our next step, right? In our theoretical process, our drill now is being either refined or changed or adjusted within the assembly station. And so it could be going to multiple locations. That's something that can be defined within the process manager in Wintool to make sure, again, that it is showing up in the locations that you need to see. Once the tool has been properly set up or refined, whatever needs to be changed, the final location would of course be the machine magazine, right? We want to put this thing into process. So we go ahead and change the location one more time. We just have a machine QR code here. Scan that, guys. So now our machine is the next location. And we want to make sure that we're able to properly put it in the pot, right? So we're able to just scan our tool. And now it's telling us that our unique tool ident number for our drill is now in the second pot on the magazine. There's many, many features and benefits to this type of software that, of course, as Brent mentioned, that's something that it's kind of like was like a missing spot for Haimer, and now with the connection with Wintool is a positive.
Super good. All right, Brent, we're in front of the Haimer Automation Cube 1. So this thing is what, a 12-axis beast, right?
12-axis beast, yes.
12-axis beast, and it's an invention, and this is probably one of the most important inventions. I'll call it an invention because it didn't exist like a few years ago, right?
Correct.
And right now, it's about bringing work back to our country, and whatever country you're from, it's about bringing your work back, doing it in-house, being as efficient as possible. And when you go to lights out machine shops where you have just horizontal after horizontal after horizontal, just lined up, 5-axis machines lined up for days, and you see them running lights out, meaning there are no people, they're just running by themselves. Before that can take place, all the tools have to be set, they have to be balanced, everything has to be done. So you have so much involvement and preparation in making those machines run. But this machine right here, you guys basically automated the entire system. So there's nothing like it in the world where you're basically shrinking automatically, like going from old tools coming out, new tools coming in. And then you guys have the Siemens controls, and then the Siemens controls on the CNC machines, they actually talk to each other. So when you're in and a tool gets lasered and it's like calculated to actually be bad, then it can send a signal to your cube, and it'll automatically get the new tool that's already basically in stock and put it into the holder and then get it. And then through the automation, added automation, you can get the tool back into the machine.
Exactly.
At night when everybody's home sleeping.
Yep, that's the beautiful part of it.
Crazy, that is so crazy.
That
so
is
good,
awesome.
man.
All right, so now that the cycle started, we'll show you what's happening here. So basically, what's happening there, we have a cutting tool that's been introduced to the machine. There's a key scanner looking at the tool to make sure what tool's in there and what stick out length it's going to be. That also little 3-jaw chuck there is actually centering the tool so that when it's going to be delivered into the shrink fit holder, it's delivered straight into the holder. So now it comes over and it's ready to be shrunk and knows exactly what the stick out length is going to be. In the meantime, here comes the other tool holder with the old cutting tool in the shrink fit holder. It started the shrink fit cycle. We have 5 different coils in there based on the diameter you're shrinking. Took out the old tool, now it automatically puts in the new tool. And again, that scanner's also double checking to make sure that we're at the right stick out length once it's been inserted into the tool holder. So it's currently underneath the coil. There's a little bit of airflow there. That airflow is starting to make sure that it clamps around the tool quickly. So now that tool has been shrunk to the right stick out length, and it's going to go into the cooling area so we can actually cool this tool down. So after this tool holder assembly has been cooled, so basically now after it's been shrunk, it's going to go over to the cooling cycle where it's going to use our air cooling system that's similar to our i4.0 Sprint. So it's going to cool down the tool. Meanwhile, the robot gets redeployed to the next tool coming through on the trolley, and at that point it picks up the new cutting tool, brings it over to the position of where it's going to actually clean the cutting tool because we don't want any dust on that for the final preset, and then it will start running the next cycle for that tool. And the one that's now cool, we're going to actually do a final preset with the Keyence camera to give us our Z-axis dimension, confirm that everything's okay. And meanwhile, of course, throughout this whole process, it's reading the QR codes that are on all the components being utilized here. So once it's done that, it sends it back to the trolley. At this point, it's going to put the tooling assembly in the green station because the green station shows an assembly that's actually ready to be put into the machine. And we can actually do over 400 tools in the course of a day. So this is very efficient. So it allows the people to free up space within the tool room so they can still be cutting their face mills, their boring heads, and some of the things that take a little bit extra time. But for the simple tools, the drills, the end mills, the reamers, they can be doing this automatically by utilizing Shrink Fit in the Automation Cube 1. So here we've got some really new technology from Haimer, the hybrid chuck, in conjunction with our Panther mill. So what's cool about this, Titan, this is actually a part that we machine and have been machining since probably 1996 for our balancing machine. It's where the motor's being held. And this is how we did it for years. We used a heavy-duty shrink fit chuck with a 4 insert cutter mounted. And now what we did here, doing the same exact metal removal, we switched it to our 12mm Panther mill with our hybrid chuck to help dampen vibration. And we were able to, by switching from this tool to this tool, which again goes against what some people think, because this is bigger, this is smaller, we can save 57% of the machining time for this particular part. So we're making these all day long in our facility in Egenhausen, and we found a great savings for our own usage. And that's where the hybrid chuck is very unique. It allows you to take that aggressive cutting with a carbide end mill rather than inserts where you have to set all 4 inserts. There's more time involved, etc. This is just a shrink fit chuck, but it's a hybrid chuck, we call it, because it dampens vibration. So basically, you see we've got this laser welded nose on top, and then this inner sleeve is connected to here, but basically that helps dampen the vibration. So it's a patented idea from Haimer, a true revolutionary game changer. So this is where Shrink Fit can accomplish everything from fine finishing to heavy roughing to anything where there might be vibration. Shrink Fit can take that out with the hybrid chuck from Haimer. Now we want to show you the rest of the facility. This is where the work gets done here at Haimer. So we're going into our warehouse. So this is the centralized warehouse for North America. We do have a facility in Querétaro, Mexico, where we do stock parts as well. But this is the main part of the warehouse. We're stepping into the main tool holder area. This is where we do our shipping and receiving. This is where we have our tool holders, our cutting tools. We've got over $15 million of product in stock at our cost. So it's a lot of product in stock. We understand it's important to service the market quick. And so here, again, tool holders up and down these aisles, cutting tools, collets, things like that. Historically speaking, after moving out of my house in 2003 and moving into this address, we had this original 5,000 square feet. So we have now currently 40,000 square foot building. We bought this building in 2022, but we've been here since 2003. And this was the original Haimer USA without that hole over there. But here's where we were as far as our entire warehouse and setup. But here we have machines in stock. So we've got some different presetters in stock here, some balancing machines in stock here. So you see a bunch of shrink machines in stock, ready to be ordered, ready to be shipped out. But again, as you see, even the machines we stock as much as we can.
Man, what an incredible tour, man.
Yeah.
So good.
Thank you, thank you. Well, we're so happy you were able to make the journey here. It's been great. I mean, we love what Titans of CNC is doing with expanding the education. You know, I'm a real passionate about that because for me, you know, I was a machinist at one time, and if I had better access to information, I feel I could have been a much better machinist. But it's been a blessed industry, and it's great for all the folks out there. And I love what you're doing, Titan, and your whole team for bringing the message to the market as far as the academy and what can be done. So keep up the good work.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much, man.
You're
Man,
welcome.
what an incredible journey. Like, manufacturing is so amazing. And you know why it's so amazing? It's amazing because of people like you, people like your team, the Haimers, you know, hardworking people building amazing products that go and serve other people that make amazing products, right? And that's manufacturing. And I mean, it is absolutely stunning, like looking at the history, like where everything came from in Germany, then coming over here to the US office and seeing you at your house and, and the whole evolution of how the whole thing has just grown. And just on a personal note, one of the cool things during COVID, we actually did a kids series where, you know, nobody was in school. So I was just like with my kids and we're making videos and we're like doing different things and stuff. And Brent actually went and got one of the little Tormach mills and you were doing the curriculum with your kids over here, right? And we were like talking on the phone and stuff. And I just love that. Like, not only have you guys been an amazing supporter of our efforts and a partner, but you believe so much that you actually do the curriculum yourself and having your kids do it. And now I heard they got like a 3D printer. And
they've got a 3D printer now and also an X-Tool laser cutting machine. But thanks to what you were putting out there during COVID, it really helped us and got the interest from my kids, which I think is fantastic.
So good. Thank you so much for the support. And anybody, like on titansofcnc.com, when you go to our regular academy, there is a kids series. And even for adults, like some of the machining tutorials, we slow it down. Anybody that wants to learn how to program or machine, it is an amazing platform and series right there. So
it's absolutely fantastic. Well, thank you. And you know, people ask me all the time, you know, how is it working with Titan? I said, the thing about working with Titans of CNC is the education, the academy, the things that are out there for free for the whole world to learn from is just the reason we do it. So we appreciate it.
I'm like you. When I was just a machinist, it's like you want the older guys to teach you, and if they don't, there's no resources, you know. But now you have the academy, thanks to our partners, and anybody that wants to, like, there's no excuses. We've taken away the excuses. You want to learn how to program? Just go to titansofcnc.com and like go to the academies. Everything is free. You can download all the documents, everything, and just learn pretty much anything you want.
Yeah.
Boom. And now we're taking it all to new levels. So
it's fantastic. I'm excited to see the future.
Boom.
Thank you, Titan.
Boom.
Appreciate it.
Haimer USA. We're out. Boom.
Boom.